Hi, Mike Dillard here, and I'm in our studio shooting a video for you because I'd like to share the most significant discovery that I've ever made during my 10-year history in the network marketing industry. And I call it the MLM traffic formula. And back in 2006, I was quietly using this strategy to get some pretty incredible results from my little bedroom office that I worked out of at the time. Now, it was essentially, I guess, a strategic plan that allowed me to go from waiting tables to a seven-figure income. And many of you who've followed my work or been on my newsletter for a while kind of know that story. And this formula is what allowed me to do that. I was also generating probably about 300 leads a day for free using this formula. And it allowed me to just do some really amazing things in this industry. I won't bore you with those today, but the significant part about this is that it's been about 3 years since I revealed the traffic formula to the public in this big red binder right here, actually. This is probably will look familiar to many of you who have it on your bookshelves, and if you look at a lot of the big names in this industry when they're shooting videos, you'll probably notice this red binder in their library shelves as well. So it's been about 3 years, and we've had a lot of people asking, is it still relevant? Does it still work? Has anything changed? Well, we've absolutely continued to use the traffic formula in our business over the last 36 months, but we've obviously refined it and had to improve it to take advantage of all the new trends that are coming into the marketplace right now and the new technology, like the emergence of social networking and the prominence of video these days, which wasn't around back then. So what has happened? Well, here's the results. Now, since 2006, using the traffic formula, I have managed to build the second largest downline in my primary opportunity without making a single cold call or bugging any of my friends and family members, which was the intention or the entire goal way back when I set out to create the formula. And on average, we now generate well over 600 leads a day instead of 300 for free. And we've gone on to build a network of some very simple but powerful websites that get over 22,400 unique visitors every single day. It's quite a bit of traffic, much more than many of the big MLM companies out there themselves get. Now, in the last 12 months alone, from 2008, January 1st through December 31st, 2008, those little websites went on to produce over $4.4 million in additional revenue through multiple streams of income in addition to what I earned through my primary networking business. So, as you can see, not only does the traffic formula still work, but it's actually much more important and even more effective than it was even back in 2006. Much more important. So how was all of that possible? Well, that's what I'm actually going to give you today and what I'm going to reveal to you in this video. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just give you the entire traffic formula right now, okay? No strings attached. And I'm willing to do this because we are about to release a completely brand new, updated version of our strategy, which is creatively called MLM Traffic Formula 2. And it basically takes the same concepts that I'm going to share with you in this video right now, and it builds upon them even further. It incorporates all of the latest trends, all of the latest technology, and all of the latest techniques. And we are going to completely do the entire thing over from scratch and share all of the results and developments that we've taken over the last 3 years and just, change the industry one more time just like we did back then. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you don't have a pen and paper, I highly recommend that you get one. I'm going to be giving you probably the single most important business concepts that I've taken and learned over the last few years. And I'm just going to give them to you right now. So the first thing that we need to take into account is that the internet changed everything. And if that isn't obvious enough, I'm sure that's not a very profound statement. But for our industry in particular, it changed a lot of things because this industry had been built on tradition. For many, many, many decades. Started with big companies like Amway, and there's a lot of tradition. There's a lot of training. There's things that have been handed down literally for years, and it's all been about, or through the spirit of duplication, I guess you could say. Whether it was the best thing to do or the most efficient thing to do was not really relevant. It was do as your upline tells you, and that's the way it's done, and this is tradition and how we build our business, right? Well, The internet came in and it kind of brought an end to that party. And it created a lot of problems, but it also created a lot of opportunities. And some of the big problems that we immediately faced are these. First and foremost, an increase in competition and information. Okay? These things went up thanks to Google AdWords, pay-per-click, search engines, whatever it may be. We saw a dramatic increase in the amount of competition that is now advertising right next to your ads, right on your doorstep, under your name, under your company's opportunity name. How many times do you type in the name of your company and then you see in Google AdWords and pay-per-click nothing but your competitors' ads, right? So that became relevant. And we saw an increase in the amount of information that's available to our prospects about your product. Pricing information, competition pricing. Let's say you have a supplement, a nutrition supplement that you're selling, and it used to do very well word of mouth, and you used to hand out your cassette tape or your CD, and people learned about your product, they ordered, they got an auto ship, and that was pretty much the end of the process. But now when someone hands you something, you can get online and do all of your research on it. And lo and behold, well, hey, there's some guy in a big online nutrition store on eBay that's selling the company's product for under your cost. Maybe they bought a bunch of it in bulk and they're just trying to get rid of it. Well, there's an increase of information available, increase in information when it comes to reviews about your company, your product, negative stuff, positive stuff. It's just much more, and that presents a new challenge that we have to deal with today thanks to the internet. The second challenge that we come to is a decrease in your product's attention spans. We're the ADD generation, right? With the internet, we want everything we want it right now. And the most valuable commodity in the internet age is attention, the attention of your prospects, their time, their eyeballs on your website. And with the advent of the internet, we have definitely seen a major decrease in the attention span of our prospects. And you have 2-3 seconds to grab their attention, to suck them into a process, and then to give them exactly what they're looking for, or boom, they're off to the next page. So we've had to become very, very efficient at delivering a message and information and value that is very relevant to our prospects, because it's not something you can take for granted anymore. It is a very valuable and rare resource. So that's something you have to take into consideration as well. Now, our third challenge is a decrease in customer retention rates. All right. And what I mean by that is a decrease in customer retention rate has to do with attention span, especially when it's someone who comes in as a business owner, or someone who wanted to try out the business opportunity. You have about 2 months to really get them involved in the entire process, in the community of your company, in the product itself, before they're gone. Because if they don't get the results that they want, one, through the product and consuming that, or two, results that they want from the business side of things, they're out of here, because they have so much more information and such a short attention span that something shiny and new, a new business opportunity, is going to catch their eye. They're going to find it on the internet, and they're going to be swayed by that because they're not getting the results that they currently want, or maybe they find a cheaper product that has even more vitamins and minerals to it, or whatever, better statistics on the back of the bottle. They're going to go elsewhere. So you have a very short amount of time to have these people become raving fans of you and your business and or your product, or they're gone. Obviously, a decrease in retention rate has a huge effect on the concept and the effectiveness of residual income, because residual income can only be built over time by adding more and more customers, through a downline organization that continue to order product. And if these people are leaving as fast as they're coming, right? If your bucket is leaking out water as fast as you can pour more water in, your income doesn't go anywhere, and eventually you're going to get burned out, and it's just going to all leak out, and your bucket's going to be empty. So this is a very important challenge right here that we have to deal with. That was number 3. I can't really count, can I? Number 4 is an increase in legal oversight. And this is a big problem that a lot of y'all are facing right now because every MLM company, wants the advantages that come with being online and letting their distributors market online, but none of them want the legal hassles that come along with that and the liabilities that come with having 100,000 plus distributors marketing their products and their opportunity online with really no legal knowledge, no knowledge about disclaimers, no knowledge about what you're legally able to say online and what you're not. It comes to testimonials, user experiences. These are all things that the parent company has to worry about because they are liable for whatever their distributors say. So many of them have said outright, you can no longer advertise our company online. You cannot use the name of our company in any of your online marketing. Which to me is, as a business owner, I understand that, but as a distributor, I have to sit here and I have to ask myself, well, how in the world am I supposed to build a company and market a product if I literally cannot market it online? How do you do that? And again, I know of many, many companies who now have this policy, and more of them are taking this policy, so how do you deal with that? So that's our 4th problem. So these are issues that we had to tackle 4 or 5 years ago. These are issues that came to the forefront 4 or 5 years ago as the internet and the network marketing industry converged and kind of mingled together and started to do that in a very big way. These were challenges that had never been seen before, dealt with before. And I kind of saw them coming and I said, well, how do we solve this? These are things that I have to deal with every day in my business. How do we find a way around this? And even more so, how do we use all of the new opportunities that are coming available through the internet to our advantage and do something even bigger and better? So I came up with the MLM traffic formula, and at the heart of this, in case y'all missed that, legal oversight was increasing for your notes. So at the heart of this is a concept that we cover in the very first few chapters of the original MLM traffic formula course called U Inc. Okay? Now, U Inc. was a strategy that was designed to do a couple of things. First, it was designed to enable anyone that wanted to generate free leads. Okay? That was goal number 1 of the U Inc. concept. Number 2 is that it would allow you to market and sell your opportunity for you automatically. This is called leverage, okay? And if you think about it, any distributor that's out there, if you do this yourself and you're on the phone calling leads, whether you generated them yourself or you bought them from a lead company, if you're on the telephone having to call these people, interview them, pitch them your business, whatever it may be, you don't have any leverage. You have a job at that point. If you don't pick up the phone and call, you don't sponsor anyone, you don't get any customers, you don't win. And you literally have to be on the phone and talking to these people one-on-one in person in order to make your business move forward, in order to generate revenue, in order to make sales. That's a job. There is no leverage involved in that. You get leverage if you have 100 more people on your team doing the same thing and you get paid on their efforts. That's leverage, but it's not the ultimate leverage. It's not a systematized business. We want to get away from that as much as humanly possible. And I'm not saying you don't want to pick up the phone and call your leads, because you do, but we want to be very smart about it. We don't want our business to be dependent upon that. So we want to come up with a process that will, again, market and sell our opportunity for us automatically using various online tools like autoresponders and websites, and we'll get into that in a little bit more detail. The third thing that we want U Inc. to do for us is we want it to immunize our business from competition. Okay? Immunize you from competition. There are millions of distributors around the world marketing thousands, if not tens of thousands of opportunities on any given day. And they are all promoting their businesses right next to yours. There's a ton of competition, so not only do you have to compete against them, but you have to compete against your fellow distributors in your own company, right? So how do we do that? And there's a way you can actually immunize yourself from all of this competition, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So these are, well, actually I do have one more. I just saw my notes real quick. One more advantage to the Ewing concept, one more goal that we are after, and that is multiple streams of income. So what we want Ewing to do for us as well is allow you to make at least 10 times more money through your marketing efforts than you would alone just from building a downline. So 10 times revenue, and that makes us all very happy, right? So that is, those are our 4 goals here from the Ewing business model, and when I sat down and I designed this years ago, this is what I wanted to accomplish, and in the end we ended up doing exactly that. So, you know, what is Ewing? These are the advantages of it. What is Ewing and why Ewing? All right, well, the first thing that we need to know is that a downline and a network marketing opportunity is not a real business. Okay, it's not a real business, and you really can't consider anyone who's just doing a network marketing business an entrepreneur. And I don't say that to be disrespectful or to take anything away from anyone who considers themselves an entrepreneur, because that's not the goal here. But I want to make sure that we understand what a real business is, because in the end it's going to come back to bite you if you don't, and so we're going to prevent that for you right here. And the reason that a network marketing business is not a real business is that you don't own anything. You don't have any assets, and if you're going to own a real business, you own the company or part of it, and you have real assets that are yours and that cannot be taken away from you. Now, in a network marketing business, you don't own anything. You don't own the company, you don't own the products, you don't own the distributor list, you don't own your downline, you don't own the marketing tools, you don't own the name of the company or the URL, you don't own anything. You are a independent distributor who serves at, you know, the behest of the company themselves, and they can take away your business anytime they want for any reason they want. You don't have any rights either, okay, for the most part. So obviously, if that's the case, you don't have a real business because you don't own anything. So that's something that we all need to consider. And I know that at least years ago, one of the big things that MLM companies touted is that you're going to build an asset here that you can will to your family and will to your kids after you disappear, and they'll get to enjoy your income as well, your residual income, right? Well, I've been in the industry 10 years now, and I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. I'm just saying I've never known anyone who has done that. I've never known anyone who has willed their business to their family or transferred it to someone else and that it continued to grow and didn't start declining. So I'd have to say that you don't want to count on that happening either. And it might be possible. I just haven't seen it happen. So those are the immediate problems that are associated with the network marketing opportunity. I want you to own a real business where you have equity and you own real assets and that they can't be taken away from you. So that's definitely what we're going to be pursuing in a Ewing-based business model. And in a Ewing-based business model, your biggest asset becomes your list. And when I say a list, I'm talking about a list of people traditionally who subscribe to a newsletter, an email-based newsletter that you might have, or who are on your autoresponder list. And these are basically people who voluntarily said, yes, I would like you to contact me now, again, in the future and tell me what you have going on. And nowadays, you can also consider in the realm of this social networks, your Facebook friends, your fans page, your Twitter followers, your YouTube channel subscribers, all of that. These are people who voluntarily said, I would like to keep up with you and hear what you have to say whenever you have to say it, right? So this is not only your biggest asset in your new company, it is your business. The list is your entire business, okay? And we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail in a second. So if our list is our business, what gives this value? What makes this worth money? Because truly it is just a bunch of names in a database, right? Well, it is the relationship that you have with the people on that list. That's everything. That's your equity. That determines the overall net value of what is essentially a distribution channel, okay? Having your own list is like having your own cable television channel, your own radio station, your own newspaper, whatever you want to think of. It is a communication channel that really can serve as a distribution channel as well. So that's why this is so important. You as a distributor are the distribution channel for your network marketing company and the owners of that company. Well, as the owner of the list, you are the owner of this distribution channel and you're in charge of it and you own every part of it. So this is the most critical part of it though, the relationship that you have with the people on that list. And we're going to talk about more on that in a second as well. Now, if you doubt the power of what I'm sharing with you right now, let me wake you up real quick, okay? An example of the power of the U-Inc business model. A great example of this would be a promotion that I did for my very good friend and my original mentor in business and many aspects of life, Eben Pagan. Eben has recently started teaching what he's learned about building an internet marketing-based business in the info marketing niche over the last 12 months. And I don't do a lot of promotions for other people's products. I just don't. But I have always done promotions for Eben's products, and that is because I've learned more from him than probably anybody else out there. So I feel obligated to share his information whenever he comes out with it with you guys and everybody else that I know on my list. So whenever he comes out with a product or a course or a program of any kind, I always send out an email to my list and say, hey, here's something that Eben's doing, and if you need help with this subject matter, I highly recommend that you go to this event or buy his product that he's releasing. And I typically send out maybe 2 or 3 emails to my list that take me probably 20 minutes each to write, and just share it with other people, share it with my list subscribers. Here's something that I think is really valuable and that you might want to check out, okay? So we're talking about over the course of the last 12 months, for example, I've probably sent out 10 emails total, if that many, probably less than that, promoting Eben's products to my list and sharing his information with them. And that's resulted in, let's see, $239,221 in sales for Eben and his products. So I sent out, let's say, 10 emails to my list saying, hey, Eben's stuff is great. I highly recommend you go get it. And those emails produced $239,221 in revenue or sales for Eben. And if you think about it, that comes out to $23,922 generated for each email I sat down and wrote, which took me 20 minutes. So every time I sat down for 20 minutes and wrote an email and sent it out about Eben, it produced basically $24,000 in revenue for Eben. I might have made a commission off of those as well, but that's not important. If I wanted to use a really big example, we could talk about our own promotions, which are basically 3 times this size. But if I can send out an email and basically send $250,000 into someone else's pocket, that's a pretty powerful business concept. Who wouldn't like the ability to do that, right? And again, this could be your product. This could be your network marketing opportunity. This could be the products that you're selling through that business. So how awesome is it that through this distribution channel right here, that I can send an email out, and because I have a really good relationship with my subscribers, that I can generate this kind of money. And that is the power of the U-Inc business model. That's what we're going to be talking about. So let me grab my eraser real quick and talk about these 3 steps in a little bit more detail. Now, if I had to break down the actual formula into its broadest form, it would come down to this three-step process. And here we have the first two. Build a list. Build a relationship with the people on this list. Okay. Third step is market to your list. All right. So those are the three steps of the formula in a nutshell. Obviously, there are a lot more detailed pieces to the puzzle within each of these, but these are the three steps, three broad categories. This is my business model that has obviously produced a multiple seven-figure income for us and a company that's worth 8 figures now in less than 36 months. So it works. So let's talk about each of these in detail. When it comes to building a list, again, we're talking about getting subscribers into an email autoresponder, onto your Facebook page, into your Twitter following that you can have communication with whenever you want. Now, the steps to this are basically we need two things. We need traffic and a way to capture that traffic and bring them onto your email list. All right, and I'm not going to get into detail on these steps because that's what Traffic Formula 1 talked about, and we're obviously going to cover that again in Traffic Formula 2. But you have things like pay-per-click, SEO, articles, social media sites, video sites, Twitter, whatever it may be. We're going to get a bunch of traffic, we're going to build a list, we're going to build our distribution channel by giving away value, and we're going to capture that traffic so that we can communicate with our people from, again, time and time again from that point forward. Now this is the critical step right here. This is everything. I don't give a damn if you got 1 million people right here on your list. That's just a number. The value and the equity from that list, how much money that list is worth, is all determined by this right here, which is the quality of relationship that you have with the people on that list. And that is what one thing that I think we are very good at and that I've become very good at over the course of my years in this business and developing this business model is because I have a business philosophy basically that says you must be willing to give without want before you can get. And the reason for that is that people only buy from others that they know, like, and trust. Okay? Until this 100,000 plus people right here know, like, and trust you, they're never going to buy from you. That's why I've always said this is just a number. Okay? It's not the size or the number of people on your list that really matter. It's the number of people on your list who actually listen to you and do what you say or recommend. That's everything, okay? And that is, again, determined by the relationship that you have with those folks. And the way that you build a relationship is by giving value, giving them what helps them, thinking about their needs and their wants first before yourself, giving without want before you can get. If it's all about you and yourself, you're not going to have success in this business or in any other. How can you serve other people more? How can you help them get what they want more? And that establishes trust. That establishes reciprocity. And that establishes you as a leader in their eyes. And when you've established those qualities, this is when you have real value, and this is when you have real equity, and this is when you've basically earned the right to sell to people. Okay? So this is critical. I don't have the biggest list in our industry or the internet marketing industry by far, but I have the most valuable one. And when we do affiliate promotions for Eben and other people's products, there's guys out there who have lists 10 times the size of ours, all names that you would know and recognize. But we beat them, and we sell more product than them because I have a better relationship with the people on my list than they do with the people on theirs. All right? So we get to the third step. It's time to market to your list. It's time to monetize your list, okay? And this is when it comes, when we get down to the concept and the ability to generate free leads. And I have to ask you this, if leads are the lifeblood of your business, which they are, and they're not cheap to either buy and or generate yourself, let's say on average $5 a piece, you know, how would you like the ability to generate those for free? Well, that's something that I've been doing now for over 3 years to the tune of around 600 a day right now. And the concept or the ability to do that comes from this step right here, because if I'm generating leads for $5 each, but if over the course of, you know, a month or a year I can earn $10 each, back through this monetization step, through either my network marketing opportunity or other multiple streams of income or affiliate offers, well, then not only am I generating all of my leads for free, but I'm actually getting paid $5 profit every single time I generate a lead. Obviously, how many leads can you generate a day, right? So that's where this step comes in. It comes into the third step, which is to market to your list, and this is monetizing it. This is where you get leverage. Okay, I can set up an autoresponder series that will go out and teach people something, tell them about one of our products, tell them about another offer like Eben's, automatically while I'm on vacation, and this is going to produce sales, produce income, and it's all going to be systematic, and it is the ultimate in leverage. Okay, that's the nice part about having an email series and an autoresponder series, and you can set up 12 months worth of messages that go out automatically every day. And if you can systematize your traffic in step one, and systematize the relationship building process through email, which we do in our autoresponder series, and then systematize the marketing process, the monetization process, again, just through email. This takes a couple days to set up. You now have a machine that is producing traffic for you, leads for you, building a relationship with those leads, and now monetizing those leads. And if you want to know how guys can come in and build a massive downline in like a month, like sponsor 200, 300, 400 people in a month, it's because they've built a list. They have a U-Inc business. And they simply sent an email out telling them about their new business opportunity, sent them to probably a webinar or a conference call telling them about it, and boom, they have hundreds of people in their downline like that in hours. So that's how it's done, and that's the power of this. And if you think about it, when you have a U-Inc based business that follows this process, you now have the ultimate in security. Okay, this can't be taken away from you. The only way you could ever lose this is if your hosting company or your autoresponder company blew up and your server's gone and your hard drive's gone. But fortunately, that's not even a worry because they all back these things up in multiple remote locations. So unlike a network marketing business alone and a downline alone, if that's all you have, you don't have any security at all because that can be taken away from you. This cannot be taken away from you. If your MLM company closed its doors tomorrow, as we've seen many of them do, you would be fine. Normally, everyone else in that company would be screwed because they don't have a downline anymore, and without their downline, they don't have income anymore. All right? But you have a distribution channel. You have a relationship with the people in that channel, and you have the ability to monetize that channel. And if you find another network marketing company that you like or that serves their needs better and that provides a really good opportunity for those people, all you have to do is send an email out, and you have that downline once again. So this is the ultimate in leverage. It is the ultimate in security. So these are the basic 3 steps of the MLM traffic formula, and obviously there are details behind each of these steps that are needed to actually make them a reality and systematize them and get them into action. And that's exactly what we're going to be giving you in Traffic Formula 2, just like we did in the first course. It's awesome. I can't wait to release this. This is I don't know if you know that, but that binder, and I say this humbly, changed the industry because it brought all of these concepts to the forefront for the very first time, and it's made many, many, many millionaires, okay? So I'm stoked about doing this again. And our goal is to give you a very simple to understand, simple to follow blueprint that will essentially allow you to tap into the infinite power of the MLM traffic formula for your business and the U-Inc based business model. And I don't care what network marketing your company in. I don't care where you live in the world, if you're in Asia or Mexico or wherever, or Europe, the traffic formula works for everyone, and it'll work for you. And that goes for all of you out there, especially who are in opportunities who cannot promote their company online by name. This is the solution to all of those things. So in the end, you're going to own a real asset and a real business. You're going to be able to produce as many leads as you want for free. You're going to be able to tap into the power of multiple streams of income. And you're going to be able to sponsor people automatically anytime that you want to and produce cash anytime that you want to. Sit down and send out an email. And like I said, make 24 grand just like we did per email. And I'm not saying you're going to do that. I'm saying it's possible to do that, obviously. We can't promise you these kinds of numbers. But you're going to have the ability to do that, and heck, you might come and do 3 times that. Who knows? The possibilities are infinite here. So that's what the traffic formula is. That is what UInc is. That is the solution, now more so than ever, to all of the challenges that we face here in the network marketing industry in an internet-based world, okay? So if you would like to learn more about Traffic Formula and get in on the update, just go to trafficformula2.com, and we are going to be creating the second updated, bigger and better version of this course for you guys together, and I'm actually going to create this with you. We're going to go through the entire process together, and you'll be able to participate in the entire process, and I'll get to answer your questions, and we're going to change the industry one more time. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you put it to use. It is a revolutionary concept, and it will completely change the way you do business in the industry. So we'll see you soon.